It's a cold day here at Thorpe Park Resort and thought, well, why not? Why not come down and have a look what's happening down at the park from obviously a safe location. Now then, last time we were here, we did say we are going to walk up there shortly. I didn't think the development would actually happen up there anytime soon, and then a couple of days later, lo and behold, development is happening. However, we do stand by the fact we said there would not be an RMC down in Old Town, and there's not going to be an RMC down in Old Town unless the graphics are completely wrong. That's not what the park's going for. So what do we think of the coaster that's been proposed? We didn't make a video. We thought we'd wait until we come back, let it all settle down, take a look for ourselves. This is going to be the UK's tallest roller coaster, eclipsing the big one by 1 foot, but officially a little bit more as the big one is from sea level, which this one won't be. So it's going to be quite a massive coaster in the skyline just down there. What do we think? What do we think of the plans? Having looked at it, I don't think the manufacturer is that obvious. We did say it wouldn't be an RMC, as we said. It's not going to be an RMC. It's definitely not going to be an RMC. That would be best off over on the island next to the Swarm, where everyone can see it. 100%, that's where I feel it should be, if the park ever get one. It doesn't look that long, to be honest with you. It looks quite short. The design is obviously in, you know, planning stages. We haven't had planning application going yet, so it leads me to another point of what we said. Will Old Town close? Now, we didn't think it would close, and I'm still not really sure why it is closing, to be honest with you. It was quite obvious construction on this roller coaster wasn't going to start immediately, as no planning permission had gone in, and even if planning permission had gone in, there's going to be consultation stages, there's going to be input from the locals, there's going to be sort of lots that needs to happen before construction starts. So given that the timeline on this is very, very similar to Chessington World of Adventures on how they went about theirs, I would be expecting planning permission to go in probably before the season commences, and then it sort of snowball from there. Once it gets approved, probably late summer, we would then see construction around about September, October start. That would be my guess. Of course, in the meantime, the only thing I will say is the park could start removing Loggers Leap. They don't need planning permission to remove Loggers Leap. They could start stripping out that area, but as we said last time as well, it would seem very, very silly to just bulldoze it all down if there's no plan for it. It's an extra cost, an extra labour and everything to come in and do that. So I wouldn't expect that. I'd still expect all this project to do it once. So some of the things we said last time I'm sticking by. Didn't believe it'd be an RMC. Don't believe they're just going to randomly start taking belts off of Loggers Leap. It's just the fact, as the ride gets old, it decays. It's as simple as that. But what do we think of the 200-foot coaster? I have to say, it intrigues me. It intrigues me as to what it's going to be like. Is height everything? I'm not sure it is. I'm not sure it is everything. I'm not sure that it's going to be a guaranteed great ride because of its height. However, the layout is going to be key, absolute key, and I don't feel the visuals that we've seen are really going to represent what the coaster is going to bring. And of course, until we see the manufacturer also, I don't think it's going to represent what the coaster is going to bring. My initial thought was this would be the same as what Chessington are getting in terms of ride manufacturer. A deal between both parks they'd probably save some money, but it is widely thought that Chessington's will be a B&M, and I don't believe this will be a B&M. In my head, Vekoma stand out. I don't know why Vekoma stand out as being a potential, maybe even for both. And that's what I like. I like a bit of speculation. I'm sure there are people in the know. Thorpe Park did a video and they did say they haven't actually chosen a manufacturer yet, which is even more sort of, this is a couple of years away. You know, the earliest for this is 2024. So we're going to walk down now and have a look. It doesn't look like anything's changed at the park, to be honest with you. We thought we would come down and just show you and take a look for ourselves. Work continues around the park for close season as expected. Last time we came, the Nemesis Inferno train was sitting in the brake run. It's not anymore. And actually the brake run is completely under scaffolding and platforms where track is being checked and tested. I guess that brakes would be looked at as well. With no sign of the train. I'm getting another view from here as just over the fence here. Now, as many know, this walkway doesn't provide great views for the rest of the park, so we can't really see anything else that's going on. Funnily enough, there's been a lot of parks this close season, Adventure Island, Drayton Manor, that have shared quite a lot of what's going on in the park and close season maintenance, but Merlin haven't, to be fair to them, they haven't done that for the enthusiasts or indeed from a interest point of view for the public. So we can't see an awful lot that's changed. We are going to have a look in Old Town. Nothing seems to have changed there. We've been asked a lot of questions about, are the rides going? Is Rocket Express been sold? Is it being moved to another park? I can't see any of these rides being moved to another Merlin park. I don't think any of them fit in any other Merlin park. So I don't know, to be honest with you. I think the park have been desperate for a family area the last few years, and I am a little bit surprised that this new coaster coming isn't a little bit more family orientated. You know, not necessarily Flying Fish sort of family, but you know, 13 style, even Wicker Man style. They are great family coasters, where this one looks like it's going to be another thrill machine. And I know not everyone will agree with me on that, but you know, the reason that Thorpe Park haven't been getting the investment is they don't make the kind of money that Chesington and Legoland make, because the families bring the money. So just a little bit surprised. And again, it comes back to the same surprise that these rides aren't staying open at least till the end of the summer. Most of them close anyway, sort of during the October time. So with Halloween coming, we've got Creek Freak Massacre there, which I'm guessing won't be open this year, or certainly won't be in that location. Only time will tell on that. But I just feel that nothing's going to really happen in this area until late next year, or late this year, sorry, we're in 2022, late this year. I don't think much will happen until sort of September, October. So I'm a little bit surprised that the rides aren't staying open until the end of summer. But of course, things can change, things can progress quite quickly. They could get plan permission in, which is approved, you know, very quick after consultation. May, June, we could start seeing action here. And of course, as we said, they could easily remove Loggers Leap at any time if they wanted to. So it will be interesting to see how the season develops, and indeed how Thorpe Park tackle this. It does look like a new 200+ foot roller coaster is coming to this location. This walkway will suddenly be really relevant again over the end of the year, and certainly over the closed season. And we'll get some amazing shots of what's going on in Old Town. But obviously Old Town needs completely ripping out. It just needs completely ripping out and starting again. Maybe they will start it early. I just don't see much progress happening here until later this year, early next year. But we'll see. We're going to have a little look through now, see what we can see if there's any rides still in location. I'm pretty sure they are, and we'll see if we can show you anything. Now, we did say last time we were here, we did check, that view wasn't quite like that, and Rocket Express was very much still in position. The part they say on their video, they weren't really sure what was happening with the rides here yet, but we can tell you now that it's all together still, and that it doesn't seem to have changed or come off. Though normally you would see the cars come off for winter, you would see the arms come off and be tested. And that says two things to me. One, it's not likely to be relocated now. We are in, you know, near the end of January, to be honest. And, you know, maintenance doesn't necessarily need to take long on these, but obviously priorities are elsewhere in the park at the moment. So I would probably say if it hasn't been taken apart, and I doubt it's been taken apart and put back together, bearing in mind it's not a priority and they're not going to open this area, that we're going to see Rocket Express move to another area of the park this year. That says to me that it's not going to be. Also says to me it's not going to be open. So that leaves two things. You know, we've already got Slammer sort of over the back, rotting away a bit. I do hope that ride is removed. Again, they weren't really sure what to do with Slammer. That ride should have been removed a long time ago. I know they use it for training for heights, but ultimately it's a bit of an eyesore, to be honest with you, to have abandoned rides in a theme park, any theme park, you know, not just a massive one like Thorpe Park. Do I think Rocket Express will be sold? I don't know. I don't know. And again, I think if it was going to be sold, it would already be on the market, and I think someone would have already snapped it up, to be honest with you. I think even smaller parks, smaller seaside locations, anything like that, could take the history of that and use it to their advantage, even though it's not a particularly thrilling ride. So no changes in Old Town that we can see. We know it's not opening next year. Again, I'm not sure why. I think it probably could open till the end of the summer, but it will be really interesting to see what happens. But I would imagine now that this is going to be the last closed season that we see Loggers Leap. I love a good log flume. I think that all parks should have log flumes. I can't lie to you. I genuinely believe they're a stable of parks. I'd rather have the log flume than Storm Surge or Rumba Rapids. I'd much rather have a log flume in the park. Unfortunately, some of the older ones with walkways and access and spiralling maintenance costs, I do understand why they closed it. And I'm sure ideally they would have liked to have had this area sorted many, many years ago, but they haven't. We'll have a quick look down by the train. We'll have another look around to see if there's any sign of activity, but I don't think there is yet. Desperately hoping that these trains find a new home somewhere and they're not just scrapped. I know there's a couple more in the shed down here. Obviously this one's been pushed over. It has been pushed over on wood. It is protected from the ground. I'm quite sure that it would still have some value to it that isn't just scrap metal. Little zombie head poking through the trees there. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think. We've not done any videos on this yet, so let us know what you think of the plans that came out from Thorpe Park. Are you excited? Are you excited for a new roller coaster? I'm definitely excited for a new roller coaster. But there's a lot of intrigue there as well. I don't think it's just this is going to be the best in the world. I'm desperate to see exactly what special elements and the park are going to bring. I'm hoping they're not just going, we've got the tallest in the UK, that's it. I'm hoping there's a little bit more to it. Of course, I'd like to see an RMC at a UK theme park, not necessarily Thorpe Park, at a UK theme park. It was never going here. You've got to think of the space they've got. They're never going to be able to get supports and beams and everything to do an RMC here. I just didn't see it happening. And we were right. I don't think it is. Unless something dramatic changes, I don't think it is. But who do you think is going to manufacture it? What do you think it's going to be like? Are we going to see a lot of inversions? Are we maybe going to see a, you know, more intense family style coaster just because of the height is and everything? It's going to be a really interesting year here at Thorpe Park. I can't see anything new for 2022. Can't see the park doing anything for this year. I think that's something to definitely bear in mind. But what's going to happen towards the end of the year? Let us know your thoughts. Thanks for joining us here on UK Theme Parks. We'll see you next time.